Yo, what's going on, everyone? So, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, we all know, is not selling well, especially compared to Black Ops 3. But is this really the downfall of Call of Duty? And I'm going to give you my insight on it and my predictions on what I think the next 3 years of games will be, and how I think Call of Duty can rebound, or they're either going to fall to their misery. Alright, so the first big question, is this the downfall of Call of Duty? And I'm going to go with no, and I'll explain that a little bit later, but really what they need to do is they need to make some creative changes, maybe to custom classes or something, and they definitely need to get rid of this chain-based movement system. They just need to go back to straight up running around normal Call of Duty. People would like to call it boots on the ground. They need to go back to the roots of what made them successful. Alright, so before I get into more details on what they need to change about the games, I want to give my 3 predictions of what the next 3 years of Call of Duty are going to be. So starting with Call of Duty 2017, I think we're going to go into the Vietnam era, maybe Korean War as well, and they'll kind of tie it around. Kind of like how the original Black Ops 1 was not set in a specific war, but more of a time frame. I think they'll do the same with this next one. And I think it's also going to ship with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. And this is by Sledgehammer Games, not Infinity Ward. And I'll explain why I think it's going to be Modern Warfare 2 once I get to Call of Duty 2019. But Call of Duty 2018, I think is going to be World at War 2. So this is also going to give them another time period, different from what Sledgehammer is going to be doing. So Sledgehammer is going to be more of, a Vietnam type era. And then Treyarch is going to go all the way back to World War II, like they did with World at War 1, and I think their game is going to ship with World at War Remastered. And yeah, I know you're kind of thinking, why are they going to ship so many remastered? I'll get to that as well. And Call of Duty 2019 by Infinity Ward, I think is going to be Modern Warfare 4. And a lot of people are thinking, well, why not have Sledgehammer Games do Modern Warfare 4, because they helped with Modern Warfare 3, and Infinity Ward doesn't really, is totally different from when they made the Modern Warfare 1 and 2 games, but I still think you want to attach that studio with that title, because that is the studio that made it, and that's what made them successful. And it's going to ship with Modern Warfare 3 Remastered. So it would make sense, because then you'd have all 3 Modern Warfare games remastered, and then you're going to start another Modern Warfare game, Modern Warfare 4, and you'll have everyone play the entire trilogy and get to experience it, and then start leading off again with Modern Warfare 4. So, after listing those, you guys are probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of remastered games. That's kind of oversaturating the Call of Duty market. Yes and no, I gotta go with. And I gotta go with yes, because it's obviously 2 Call of Duties every single year, 4 years in a row. And I don't think they're going to do remasters anymore after Call of Duty 2019, if Call of Duty gets back on its feet. If not, honestly, I think they might start splitting up the releases. Just to keep the game series alive, because it's that popular. But I know for a fact that Infinite Warfare being bundled with Modern Warfare Remastered, I definitely said that backwards, but that's how it is. No one wants Infinite Warfare, everyone wants Modern Warfare Remastered. People are buying it specifically for Modern Warfare Remastered. And I think, especially with Call of Duty 2017, since people are like on the edge to is it going to be popular or not? If you bundle it with Modern Warfare 2, it's going to sell. But the trick is you have to release the remastered versions a month before the actual new Call of Duty. If you can do that, then you will not have a player base that is split, because people will play the remastered versions the month before, then the new Call of Duty will come out, say Call of Duty Vietnam, and people will be like, I'm actually kind of interested in playing this, so then they'll play it. And then when people get bored of that, they're going to go say, hey, let's go play Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. So you're going to be keeping that player population on one single brand. They're not going to be switching games. Like right now, someone could be playing Modern Warfare Remastered, and they're like, oh, I'm kind of bored of this, let's go play Battlefield, because they're not going to go play Infinite Warfare. So you want to launch them ahead instead of at the same time, because we saw this with Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare. People are playing one game over the other and not switching in between them, because they don't want to play the other game. They both launched at the same time, so both of those games are competing against each other. But if you split the launch cycle, or the launch time, then the games will not be competing against each other, but they will be helping each other sell, if that makes total sense. So again, I think it'll be 3 years of remastered games bundled with the main Call of Duties. So each company will get a fresh start with a new Call of Duty at a new time period with a successful old Call of Duty that studio helped make, minus Sledgehammer doing Modern Warfare 2. But if that doesn't help Call of Duty rebound, what I meant by them splitting up the release cycle is maybe go every other year, and they'll probably drop one of the studios or have one of those studios make another game. Because we saw, Activision has Destiny, and Destiny's doing very well. Maybe they're gonna start branching into an MMO type game on console, similar to how Destiny is, but more open world, kind of like how WoW is. But all that stuff will only happen if Call of Duty is not successful, and we're here to talk about how it can be successful. So some of the ways that I think the game can be made successful is you have to make it attractive. So a different time period definitely needs to happen. No more future stuff. Get rid of the boosting movements. People don't like it. They need to slow the pace of the game down. I know a lot of the new players don't like how slow Modern Warfare Remastered is, but that's what Call of Duty always was, and that's the type of fan base that it built. It built around that type of period, and clearly the sales were much better then than they are now, so we already know which one's more successful. Also, they need to change the custom classes. It's gotten a little bland. You always have your starting weapon, you have your secondary weapon, you have 3 perks, you have a frag, and a special grenade, and whatever. Black Ops did this really well with the wild cards, but if every company implements the same exact system as Black Ops, then it's not different. Each company needs to do something different. Kind of like how Ghost didn't have a set perk 1, 2, and 3. They had a arrangement of perks that you could pick from, each one having a different value of how much slots it took up. That's something that was different. That made the game actually pretty interesting in my opinion, because there was always a perk to counter another perk. And if you built your custom classes well, then you did really well in the game. So that's definitely one area that they need to focus. Another is they need a different map strategy. They need to ditch the 3-lane design, because every single map feels exactly the same. On Black Ops 3, every map felt the same. I haven't even played Infinite Warfare, and I've just heard every map feels exactly the same because it's the same 3-lane design. But you go play Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare Remastered, and the maps are all different. You've got Shipment, which is really, really, really fast paced. You have Vacant, which is all indoors. You have Bog, tons of sniping. Crossfire, same thing. And Downpour, pretty wide open, but that's more of a assault rifle SMG type map, where then like Bog is definitely a sniper and long range assault rifles like an M16 map. So there's different variety in those maps, and not all the maps are exactly the same. So the way to do this, I think, is you need to have some maps that are pretty wide open. For example, a map like Bog or Wasteland from Modern Warfare 2. Those are extremely wide open maps. Obviously Wasteland is way more wide open than Bog is, but you have very, very, very wide open, so sniping and long range assault rifles like an M16, or a 3-shot gun, so or also single shot, so a G3 or an FAL in Modern Warfare 2. But then you need to also have some medium ranged, so you can use SMGs or assault rifles, more close range ones like an AK or a SCAR from Modern Warfare 2. And then you need to have fast paced ones like Shipment or Rust, which are really great for SMGs and shotguns. That appeals to every different type of player. Not all the maps revolve around the same 3-lane design that we see, and you get different styles of games within a single game. So you can have 3 different types. You can have wide open matches that are a lot slower, you can have really fast paced, and you can have in between, all built into one single game. Another big change I think that needs to happen is they need to bring back kill streaks and get rid of score streaks. And a lot of people that I see on the internet actually agree with me. A lot of my friends agree. And this is because score streaks just take too long to earn. Yes, they help people play objective, but a UAV in Black Ops 3 was 500 points. That shouldn't happen. It should be 3 kills for a UAV. That's just one of the examples. There's tons of other ones, but I think that's self-explanatory. They need to bring back kill streaks, not score streaks. Also, they need to have recognizable kill streaks. So like in Modern Warfare 2, people remember the Predator missile, the Harrier strike, Pavlo, AC-130. In Call of Duty 4, it was the UAV, airstrike, helicopter, World at War, spy plane or recon plane, the artillery, and then the dogs. Those are recognizable kill streaks, and people remember those and attach it to that game, and they specifically remember that game for those reasons. They need to bring that back. I can't tell you a specific kill streak that I remember from Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, kinda, yes. Ghost, I don't really remember any of them besides SATCOM. Advanced Warfare, I literally don't remember any. Black Ops 3, I don't really remember any besides raps, really. So they need to bring back those ones, but people can go down the list of Modern Warfare 2 kill streaks because they were recognizable and they were actually like big kill streaks that people remember and attach to the game, and that's why they love the game. Kill streaks are what make people want to play the game, and they make people grind because you get one, you just want to keep earning more. It makes the game a lot more fun. Alright, so the next area I think they need to improve upon is kill times, and I think looking at Modern Warfare Remastered is a really good example. The kill times are not too fast and they're not too long. It gives you a chance to fight, but ultimately, if you're not prepared, the person who spotted you first is going to end up killing you. And this is totally different from how it was in Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3, you were able to completely turn on someone and end up killing them if they missed any of their shots. And that's because the kill times were way too long in Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare. So if they go back, dial it down a little bit, I think Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4 and World at War are all three really good examples. Ghost was maybe a little bit too fast. I have not played Infinite Warfare at all, so I can't comment on that. But kill times, that is really, really, really important because it changes the entire structure of the game. If the kill times are too long, then people aren't going to be worried about dying because they're going to be able to run around at all, and not, if they make a mistake, they're like, oh well, I can get out of it because I'm going to live. If the kill times are faster, they're going to second guess some of the decisions that they're going to make, and if they get caught making a mistake, they're going to end up dying, and it could be crucial. So the last big thing they need to focus on to make another successful Call of Duty is the guns. Now, they need to make the guns operate correctly in the class that they sit. So, again, going back to Black Ops 3 and Advanced Warfare, the two most popular guns in Advanced Warfare were the BAL, or the BAL, whatever you want to call it, and the ASM-1. One was an assault rifle, one was an SMG. The SMG was clearly more powerful than the BAL, but the BAL is kind of the ACR of Advanced Warfare. And I don't think that's exactly how a game should operate. You shouldn't have one gun in two classes that are completely overpowering everything. And especially at a distance, I don't think an SMG should be able to outgun an assault rifle. An assault rifle should outgun an SMG at a distance. Up close, an SMG should outgun an assault rifle. So depending on the distances, the gun damage needs to correspond to the class it's in. So same thing with Black Ops 3. The Kuda was basically the best gun in the game. Same with the VMP. And they all outgunned an assault rifle at a distance if you could hit them accurately. But that shouldn't happen. It should have a further bullet spread because it's an SMG. It's not as accurate as an assault rifle. The assault rifles are made for distance, but in the new Call of Duties there is no distance because everything's up close. So they've effectively made assault rifles a pointless class. And then snipers, you can just quickscope and they're one-shot kills. Or you can put a red dot on them, which I think is ridiculous. They need to get rid of that too. Should just be ACOG or a normal scope. I don't even think there should be thermal scopes. I think those are kind of ridiculous as well. But they need to work on the guns as well. I'm not going to go into too much more detail because I think you guys all understand what I mean. Alright, I was just kidding. That's not the last thing. The last thing that they need to get rid of in Call of Duty entirely is supply drops. Now, they can keep supply drops if, they're going to have them be free, and not the sense where you have to pay $100 to get some stupid amount of COD points and then use them towards supply drops. If they're just going to be camos, that's fine. But if you're going to add in extra weapons, I don't think that you should do that. The weapons need to be made free and available to everyone. And you shouldn't be bringing in melee weapons like a fire axe or a shovel. I think that's ridiculous that those are even in the game. But I think a better way to approach this would be to just offer each individual skin if it's a character or if it's a weapon camo. Just let the person buy that straight up. So let's say you have a camo, then they call it Red Tiger, which is obviously a popular camo in the older games. Well, let's just say that's the name. Red Tiger. Sell it for 99 cents, because if you sell 1 million of those for 99 cents, you're going to be making almost $1 million off one camo, rather than say, okay, buy this amount of COD points for $10, because how many more people are going to buy one camo for $1 rather than spend X amount of COD points for $10 when they're not guaranteed to get something that they want? That's a much better way. Those are actually how microtransactions work, not through the black market system that they have now. But definitely, if they're going to use microtransactions, they should go that route instead, because that offers people to actually get what they want rather than just risk it all for nothing. So yeah, really, that's all I got to say about what I think the next 3 Call of Duties are going to be, and 2, what I think the 3 studios making these games should do to be successful again. Most notably Sledgehammer Games, since their game is coming up next year. But you know, you can say what you want about the graphics on Call of Duty and the engine that they use, but it is honestly one of the most fluid games out there, and it still is one of the most fluid. I'd say the only one really competing against it in terms of fluidness in the gameplay would be Halo 5, and that's a brand new type of movement system and everything for Halo. So that's a little bit different, but Call of Duty has always been very, very, very fluid gameplay. The game works well. And I don't think they should divert from that. They should improve the graphics, obviously, but I think changing those main points that I mentioned in this video are what will make them successful, not the engine that they use, not the graphics of the game. Because the graphics they're still pretty good. They're just not, Battlefield quality if you want to compare it to that. But anyways, if you guys think I missed anything, please drop a comment. If you like this video, then thank you for watching, and if you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up if you did like it, that'd mean a lot. Or just make a comment about it. Yeah, that's basically it. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.